This is our last reading together from this selection of letters by David Herbert Lawrence with the foreword by Aldous Huxley. Letter 91 to J.D. Chambers, Ile-de-Pourquoi, Var, France, 14 November 1928. Dear David, I hardly recognized you as J.D., and you must be a man now instead of a thin little lad with very fair hair. Oh, what a gap in time. It makes me feel scared. Whatever I forget, I shall never forget the Hags. I loved it so. I loved to come to you all. It was a new life began in me there. The water pippin by the door. Those maiden blush roses that Flower would lean over and eat and trip floundering around. And stewed figs for tea in winter, and in August green stewed apples. Do you still have them? Tell your mother I never forget, no matter where life carries us. And does she still blush if somebody comes and finds her in a dirty white apron? Or doesn't she wear work aprons anymore? Oh, I'd love to be 19 again and coming up through the Warren and catching the first glimpse of the buildings. Then I'd sit on the sofa under the window and we'd crowd round the little table to tea in that tiny little kitchen I was so at home in. Son temps più passati, cari mieux, quanto cari non saprete mai. I could never tell you in English how much it all meant to me, how I still feel about it. If there is anything I can ever do for you, do tell me, because whatever else I am somewhere still the same Bert who rushed with such joy to the Hags. Ever, D. H. Lawrence. The best address is care of Curtis Brown Limited, 6 Henrietta Street, Covent Garden, WC2. Letter 92 to Charles Wilson, Hotel Beau Rivage, Bandol, Vin, 28 December 1928. Dear Charles Wilson, many thanks for the calendar and the greeting. Here are 3 scraps of a sort of poetry which will perhaps do as a message. I've done a book of such poems, really they are pensées, which I shall publish later, but you may as well start in with these 3 bits. I hope you got your copy of Lady Chatterley. It was finally sent from Florence, so if it doesn't arrive, it is lost. I wonder when we shall come to England. I read with shame of the miners' hampers and the fund. It's a nice thing to do to make them live on charity and crumbs of cake, when what they actually want is manly independence. The whole scheme of things is unjust and rotten, and money is just a disease upon humanity. It's time there was an enormous revolution, not to install Soviets, but to give life itself a chance. What's the good of an industrial system piling up rubbish while nobody lives? We want a revolution. Not in the name of money or work or any of that, but of life. And let money and work be as casual in human life as they are in a bird's life. Damn it all. Oh, it's time the whole thing was changed, absolutely. And the men will have to do it. You've got to smash money and this beastly possessive spirit. I get more revolutionary every minute, but for life's sake. The dead materialism of Marx socialism and Soviets seems to me no better than what we've got. What we want is life and trust. Men trusting men and making living a free thing, not a thing to be earned. But if men trusted men, we could soon have a new world and send this one to the devil. There's more message, perhaps too strong for you. But the beastliness of the show, the injustice, just see the rich English down here on the Riviera, thousands of them, nauseates me. Men can't stand injustice. Happy New Year. D. H. Lawrence. Letter 93 to Enid Hilton, Hotel Beau Rivage, Bandol, 21st January 1929. Dear Enid, glad to hear you are better and enjoying life. Good thing we sent you none of the books. Just heard from Pollinger that 6 copies sent him were confiscated and 2 Scotland Yard officials called to inquire. So the brutes are putting their ridiculous foot down. The news about the pictures is that they are going to be reproduced in a book in colour, expensive, 10 guineas a copy, book to appear in March, an exhibition to take place at the same time. I hope this will really come off. We are still here. Today the Huxleys, Aldous and Maria are due to arrive. Suppose they'll stay about a week. Then I really think we'll really leave for Spain. It's been very cold but bright. At last it's grey and warmer, rather nice for a change. Frida's daughter was here for a while, and another friend. Frida was thrilled about vegetable dyes. I suppose she'll be trying them when we get a house. How do you make them fast, or don't you? We might call at Lars and see if he has any news. Just a hurried note. Affection from both of us, also to Lawrence. DHL. Letter 94. To M. and A. Huxley. Hotel Príncipe Alfonso, Palma de Mallorca, Ascension Day, May 9th, 1929. Dear Maria and Aldous, I had your letter, Maria, but no postcard from Cook's in Barcelona, and not a sound from Aldous, which made me wonder where he was. However, I suppose you're both in London now, though I don't know where, so we'll send this to Suresnes. We are still on the island, but changed the hotel. This is very nice, on the edge of the sea. Good food, but too much of it. 10 shillings a day. We are only 4 people in the place, so have it to ourselves. The weather continues dry, the island parched, the sun hot, the wind often rather chill. The air itself is cold rather than hot, anyhow cool. The exchange went down to 37. Yesterday we motored to Valdemosa, where Chopin was so happy and Georges Sand hated it. It was lovely looking out from the monastery into the dimness of the plain below, and the great loose roses of the monastery gardens so brilliant and spreading themselves out. Then inside, the cloisters so white and silent. We picnicked on the north coast high above the sea, mountainous, and the bluest sea I ever saw. Not hard like peacocks and jewels, but soft like blue feathers of the tit. Really very lovely. And no people. Olives and a few goats. And the big blueness shimmering too far off, north. Lovely. Then we went on to Soler, and the smell of orange blossom so strong and sweet in the air, one felt like a bee. Coming back over the mountains, we stopped in an old Moorish garden, with round, shadowy pools under palm trees, and big bright roses in the sun. And the yellow jasmine had shed so many flowers the ground was brilliant yellow, and nightingales singing powerfully, ringing in the curious stillness. There is a queer stillness where the moors have been, like ghosts. A bit morne, yet lovely for the time, like a pause in life. It's queer, there is a certain loveliness about the island, yet a certain underneath ugliness, unalive. The people seem to me rather dead, and they are ugly, and they have those non-existent bodies that English people often have, which I thought was impossible on the Mediterranean. But they say there is a large Jewish admixture, dead-bodied people with rather ugly faces and a certain staleness. Curious. But it makes one have no desire to live here. The Spaniards, I believe, have refused life so long that now life refuses them, and they are rancid. I think we shall stay still towards the end of the month. About a fortnight more. Then I want, if possible, to take a steamer to Alicante or Valencia and do a trip in Spain. Burgos, Granada, Córdoba, Seville, Madrid. I don't expect to like it immensely, that is, sympathetically. Yet it interests me. Then perhaps we'll go to Lago di Garda and perhaps for a week to Forte to see if there is a house there. Since I don't think I want at all to stay permanently in Spain, we'd better cast around for a house before the real hot weather sets in. And I wonder how you are getting on in England, how it all seems to you. Somehow I don't want to come. The cistus flowers are out among the rocks, pink and white, and yellow sea poppies by the sea. The world is lovely if one avoids man, so why not avoid him? Why not? Why not? I am tired of humanity. But I hope you're having a good time, and remember me to everybody, and send a line. DHL. Letter 95 to J. M. Murray. Hotel Príncipe Alfonso, Palma de Mallorca, Spain. 20th May, 1929. Dear Jack, your letter came on here. I had your other one too, with photographs of the children. Felt so distressed about your wife. But you see, my dear chap, leaving aside all my impatience and don't care, I know well that we missed it, as you put it. I don't understand you. Your workings are beyond me. And you don't get me. You said in your review of my poems, this is not life. Life is not like that. And you have the same attitude to the real me. Life is not like that. Ergo, there is no such animal. Hence my don't care. I am tired of being told there is no such animal by animals who are merely different. If I am a giraffe and the ordinary Englishmen who write about me and say they know me are nice, well-behaved dogs, there it is. The animals are different. And the me that you say you love is not me, but an idol of your own imagination. Believe me, you don't love me. The animal that I am you instinctively dislike, just as all the Lynns and Squires and Elliots and Goulds instinctively dislike it. And you all say there is no such animal. And if there is, there ought not to be. So why not stick to your position? If I am the only man in your life, it is not because I am, but merely because I provided the speck of dust on which you formed your crystal of an imaginary man. We don't know one another. If you knew how little we know one another. And let's not pretend. By pretending a bit, and we could none of us keep it up, believe me, we belong to different worlds, different ways of consciousness, you and I. And the best we can do is to let one another alone for ever and ever. We are a dissonance. My health is a great nuisance, but by no means as bad as all that, and I have no idea of passing out. We want to leave next week for a short tour in Spain, then go north. So don't think of coming to Mallorca. It is no good our meeting. Even when we are immortal spirits, we shall dwell in different Hades. Why not accept it? But I do hope your wife is getting better and the children are well and gay. DHL. Letter 96 to Maria Huxley. Florence, Wednesday, 10th July, 1929. You have heard of the catastrophe, of course. 13 pictures seized and in jail, yours among them, and threatened to be burned. Auto da fe. You have no luck in that picture. Frida is staying on in London, don't know how long, had a telegram, nothing else. Arrived with a nasty cold, in bed 2 days, miseria. Guess I got it sitting too late on the beach on Friday, as it was all in my legs and lower man. Better now, out this evening for the first time. Shall leave Sunday or Monday, I think, for Bavaria. Not at all hot here, by good luck. More anon. DHL. Letter 97 to M. Huxley. Rottach, Sunday, 15th September, 1929. Dear Maria, today you are supposed to be starting off for Paris. Hope you'll have a nice trip. Wonder if it's hot. Poured with rain in the night, but still quite warm for here. They say not been so warm for 105 years. Why 105? We want to leave on Tuesday. I have come to the conclusion that I loathe all mountains and never want to be among them again. Also, I feel as if wild horses would never again drag me over the German frontier. Never come, at least not now. Yet everybody here is extraordinarily nice. And the place quite beautiful. A few years ago I should have loved it. and now, unfortunately, I hate it for no apparent reason. We intend to go straight to the south of France, Cassis or Bandol. When I compare how cheerful and well I was there in Bandol to what I am here, then I decide to go straight back and look for a house there near Marseille. I shall send you an address. I began the cure with rhythmic doses of arsenic and phosphorus. At the end of a week, I was nearly dead. The new man, the animal basis. So I dropped the drug side of the cure absolutely and feel much better. But I go on fairly with the porridge and rocost, raw fruit and vegetables, and I'm sure that's good for me. I feel in better tone already. But in Germany I feel so feeble, as if I hardly want to live. How I hate it. I feel I don't want to go to Spain this winter, don't want to make the effort. And at present I am a bit fed up with travelling, should like a quiet winter. And if I have the energy and initiative, paint. Dorothy Warren and her husband were due to meet us and settle up about the pictures, etc. But yesterday I had a wire from Würzburg saying that they couldn't possibly come. Must go on to Hungary to buy that jade stuff they sell in their gallery. Ugly stuff. That was a horrible affair of Rose's pretendant, poor devil. I must say your family is unlucky in its men, your sisters. What a mercy the poor wretch is dead. One can't really stand these horrors. I suppose you've still got your pansies, more muddle. But I've had £300 for it anyhow, and another 200 due. You'll get a copy in Paris in time. Oh, how many liras did you pay for that gramophone? I'd no idea you paid that bill, but if you paid that, I'm sure there were other bits as well. Don't forget to tell me. I do hope you'll get your North Sea, and Warren has it at her house in Maida Vale. Remember me to Jehan, and I do hope she's all right. I wish I was south of the Alps. Love, DHL. Letter 98 to M. Huxley. Beau Rivage, Sunday, October in 1929. Dear Maria, we've taken a little house on the west shore, a sort of bungalow, something like yours at Forte, only bigger. 6 rooms, bath, little central heating plant, hot and cold water, town supply of water, quite good and apparently abundant, bare garden, good garage, 1,000 francs a month, and really rather lovely position. We expect to move in on Tuesday. Via Beau Soleil. I think it will be nice and easy. There is a femme de ménage, Camille, said to be very good. We have it till end of March. Can keep it on if we wish. You think you might come? But there are no big old stone villas in great gardens like Italy. One would have to hunt hard in the country to find a bit of a chateau place. It might be possible. These villas, modern, are much easier. And does one, after all, want a great stone house? Aren't they a weariness? Here, where one is so much out of doors, a small house is so much more convenient. One opens the door onto a terrace or balcony. We've got a big one, and there one has room. It is sunny and still. Already the visitors are nearly every one gone. The village is nearly as last year, but somehow a bit stunned by the mob of town people that have been here. It was a full season. They will come to life in another fortnight or so. The palm trees are recovered, nearly all, and have new green leaves. But the eucalyptus trees that were so lovely in Trezy are dead, sawn off. Now they are monuments of wood. So the place seems paler and a bit bare, but Frida says she likes it better. It is a very still afternoon today. The sea very still, blue, but autumn slaty blue. And nothing moving at all. Men sitting motionless near the dark nets. I am fond of the place. Madame in the hotel loves us and is almost bitter that we are leaving her. Max Muir is here, but not in this hotel, in Legoland. He is rather like a bewildered seal rolling around. The Brewsters, he and she, may come. The girl is at school in England. I am already feeling better. I felt very low in Germany. Frida's foot almost well, but a bit stiff. She bathes now every day and says it is lovely. I think I shall bathe from the house. Do they have in Paris that new food, Bimax? English, the vitamin B food. Nichols gave me a tin in Mallorca. It's just like bran, but I've an idea it did me good. It costs only 2 and 6 or so in England, but would be more in Paris. If you happen to be in the sort of shop that would have it, ask them to send me a tin by post to Via Beau Soleil, will you? And if you happen to put your nose in a likely bookshop, ask if they have a little brochure on the olive tree and the vine. I want to write essays on various trees, olive, vine, evergreen, oak, stone pine, of the Mediterranean, and should like a bit of technical Encyclopedia Britannica sort of information. But in both cases, don't go out of your way. It doesn't really matter a bit. I wish Aldous had gone to see Charlie Larr in London and get his copy of Pansies. Also, we talk of making a little magazine, 12 pages, called The Squib, which is merely to put crackers under people's chairs. Little sarcastic or lampooning poems, tiny mocking articles, 50 or 100 words, a series of mock reviews. One man wanted to do a tiny, shorter notice on the life of M.M. by, that sort of thing, all anonymous, all nom de plume, all short, some caricature, drawings, once a month, 12 pages, 6p. Just squibs to have little darts of revenge and send little shots of ridicule on a few solemn asses, but good-tempered. Rhys Davis and Charles Larr would edit it, and I think it would be rather fun. It's badly needed. A squib or two at the old women in government. I'm sure, Aldous, you would be A1 at it. If you decide seriously you would like a house here, we will tell the agent and look. And we might then take a permanency too. It is an easy place. One can sail from Marseille to anywhere, and one is in the sun. But I daren't for my life persuade you. Only I think the north is death, I really do. How long do you think to stay in Spain? I am so thankful for the thought of sitting still, quite still, for a winter. I don't even want to go to Toulon. Nowhere. Enclose £1 for the gramophone. You didn't tell me how much. Regards to Rose and to Jehan. She will take things too seriously. What does a little religion matter nowadays? D.H.L. Letter 99. To A. and M. Huxley. Beau Soleil, Bandol. Wednesday, December 1929. Dear Aldous and Maria, so you are safely back. That's one mercy, anyhow. And we needn't think of you on rainy, windy days and imagine that little red car ploughing on. Ugh, I feel I don't want to feel any bad weather or to see one single ugly or frightening thing just now. And Spain seems full of frightfulness. As for weather, we get mixed, blue and windy just now, turning colder, I think. No news here. I sent you a copy of Pansies, which bought from London. He does etchings and drawings and writes on the apocalypse. I knew him in the past. He is staying at the Beau Rivage for a moment. But he fills me with the same savage despair with the young Englishman. So without fire, without spark, without spunk, so ineffectual. What's the good of such people, though they are clever? They think the whole end of living is achieved if they talk with a drink, rather amusedly and cleverly for an evening. Bores me. Somehow so fatuous. Yesterday, Frida went to Toulon with X, and she bought 6 snowy white cups and saucers, and 6 snowy white plates, very inexpensive, after having demanded des tasses de Limoges. Then she went to the carpet department, Dame de France, floated down on the salesman and demanded des tapis de Bokhara, s'il vous plaît, and bought, of course, a straw mat for 70 francs. But I said to Frida, isn't it rather lovely, quite oriental design, and won't they appreciate it, a touch of the East? It was Jap, of course. They want us to look for a house very near them. But for the moment, the sight of their flurries is enough for me. I'm thankful for this unredeemingly modern and small Beausoleil, taken for 6 months and no more, and I'm glad and thankful to God to escape anything like a permanency. Better 50 years of Europe than a cycle of Cathay. Well, I've had nearly 50 years of Europe, so I should rather try the cycle of Cathay. Douglas sent me his What About Europe? A bit rancid, perhaps, and sometimes fatuous, but on the whole he's right. Europe is as resty as he says. D.H.L. And this last letter, letter 100 of this selection, is to Maria Huxley. And it's from Ad Astra Vos, where Lawrence was recuperating. Friday. Dear Maria, the 2 parcels came now, very luxurious. Frida trying them all. Very extravagant of you to send so much. And Corinne and the Browning book. It's interesting, the Browning, yet somehow humiliating, bourgeois. The bourgeois at its highest level makes one squirm a bit. I am rather worse here. Such bad nights, and cough, and heart, and pain decidedly worse here, and miserable. Seems to me like grippe, but they say not. It's not a good place. Shan't stay long. I'm better in a house. I'm miserable. Frida has Barbe with her, and Ida Rao. When do you think of coming? D.H.L. This place, no good. And there we finish the correspondence. Selected letters of D.H. Lawrence.